Nobody talks about this part. The part where you actually start making drastic decisions in your life, but then the echoes of your past start whispering. Those old thoughts, old habits, old addictions. That shit doesn't just die, it lingers. And I say this because I fucking lived it. I used to be a fucking drug addict, sex addict, fucking all of that shit. Escaping my reality on a daily basis, not even able to look at myself in the mirror, right? My reality was complete shit, to be honest. And I knew that I had to make a change, but I also knew that it wasn't gonna be fucking easy, which is why it took me so long to actually make the change. But I also knew something else. I knew that if I didn't make this decision, that I wouldn't just destroy myself, I would destroy my whole entire family's trajectory and the people that surround me, that love me, their destiny. Because even when I was at rock bottom and I knew that like I had no respect for myself, I still always had that belief that I am the tide that raises all boats, and that once I do get better, that I will be able to lift people up as well. Here's the fucked up part though. Even when you're making progress, you're staying clean, you're focused, and you're actually doing the right thing, you'll be having the most perfect day. And then out of nowhere, boom, those urges and those thoughts come out of nowhere. And that's the residue. It's kind of like, for all my weed smokers out there, like when you used to smoke weed, or if you still smoke weed and you hit that bong, if you don't clean that shit every day, that residue at the bottom of the bong is hard as fuck to clean. And that's like a metaphor for life, because even when you decide to stop smoking, that residue is still there, you know? And when you decide to clean it, if you do decide to clean it, it's gonna be hard as fuck to clean. And that's exactly how life is. If you've been living a shit life, a life of chaos, a life of destruction, pure destruction, and then you decide to actually make changes, don't expect it to be a smooth road to success. No, there's gonna be some residue. And that residue that's hard as fuck to clean, that just can't get like remove itself, that's what you have to be careful of. Because that residue, those thoughts that come into your mind spontaneously, are gonna be the things that actually bring you down that hole that you worked so hard to get out of. For example, this shit happened to me just today. I'm at work and I'm taking care of my shit. I'm on my grind, and then I decide to just go on Facebook, because that's like the only social media that I still have, because I always had the mindset that like, this is like positive. All the other social medias are fucking toxic and degenerate, but Facebook has my family, and it always sends me positive quotes and shit. So I go on Facebook, right? And then I see this big booty Latina bitch, like, out of nowhere. And that kind of stuff never pops up on my fucking Facebook. And I literally remember verbally saying out loud, what the fuck? And like, I don't know, I couldn't help myself. I had to click on the video to see what the fuck it was, right? And then that led me down, the inferior version of me came out at that moment, because I was also tired at that time. And it attempted to take the wheel. And to be honest with you, I almost let it. but thankfully I have tools and resources at my disposal that I used, and I was able to get out of that situation. And I also took that very needed nap that I was, so my body was telling me to take. So I was able to get out of it, but that's a perfect example of how the residue of your past is sticky as fuck. And if you let it get a hold of you, it's gonna drag you back down, and then you're gonna be back where you started it, and it's not gonna be a good feeling. I can tell you that right now. So yeah, this is just a reminder to all of you guys out there that growth isn't all about glory. It's also about maintenance, mental hygiene, spiritual hygiene, making sure that you're actually doing the work every single day and that you don't fall off. You gotta clean that residue every single day. Because if you don't take it seriously, like I said, it's gonna pull you back down. So remember, if you're anything like me, we're not doing this shit just for us. We're doing this for the people that we love, because at the end of the day, we are the tide that raises all boats.